Hello everybody, my name's Steve, I'm the British Railroader and welcome to the Model Railway Room for a quick update, more about the channel, less about the layout. I haven't actually been able to do any work on the layout for a few weeks because, as those of you that follow me on social media and who have seen the video that I posted yesterday will know, I've been away for a couple of weeks in the sunny Caribbean on the island of Barbados, but more about that in a minute. I do want to get back into doing work on the layout, and I know that that's one of the reasons why a lot of people watch the channel. So don't panic, work will restart. I've got a couple of bits and pieces that I've want to get into, and I'm hoping that over the next week or so there will be some more definite updates about the layout build. However, one of the things that I really wanted to talk about today was the Around the Layout podcast, which you will have heard me mention before. And before I went away on holiday, I recorded my interview. I didn't record my interview. Ray Arnott, the great Ray Arnott, contacted me and we did my interview. And that was released last Tuesday. If you haven't seen it, I will put a link in the description to the Around the Layout podcast YouTube channel, because you can listen to it on YouTube. You can also pick it up via Spotify, iTunes, all the places where you would normally get podcasts. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I've had some great feedback already, and I really enjoy doing it. Obviously, I'm the kind of person, and I think, as I said, likes to hear the sound of his own voice. One of the things that I have done since doing it is become an operating member of the Around the Layout podcast. Now, what that means is that you can help support the podcast by becoming a member through Patreon. So if you go to their website, and the address will be coming up just down here somewhere, you can click on and that will take you to their Patreon page. And for the princely sum of £3.60 per month, you can become an operating crew member, which means that you'll get extra info, some of the background stuff about what's happening on the podcast before anybody else gets it. And you'll be able to help support this wonderful channel. Now that I've got to know Ray a little bit, and obviously I know Paul Cassar, who helps produce the podcast, who's I still can't work out how these guys do it. One in Australia, one in America. It was bad enough time difference wise for Ray and I to get together, and we're only 5 hours apart. So God knows how Ray and Paul do it, but they do, and they produce a really wonderful show. So please consider going onto Patreon, becoming a member, and then you'll get lots of different benefits that you wouldn't get just as a passive listener. But that's what I want to say about that. And actually, what I also wanted to talk about was, as part of my interview on the podcast, we spoke about my history with model railways and how I got into various things, how I got into the hobby, how I then got into modelling American. I think the big joke is that, I blame it on Budweiser, but more about that if you listen to the podcast. But one of the things that I've been thinking about since is how much I've forgotten about when I was younger and how I was exposed to the hobby. Because I said to Ray that really, up until I was about 14, my only experience was through Lego. And then I saw this advert come up for a model railway exhibition. So this is the West Essex Model Rail exhibition on the 27th of April 2024. It's running between 10 and 5. Now, I used to get taken to this exhibition, or its predecessor, when I was a kid, because Pettit's Lane is just around the corner from where I used to live in Romford. And my parents used to take me. And when I was thinking about it, I used to see a lot of things like this. I used to go to the old model railway exhibition like this one. But then every year my parents would take me up to the Model Engineers exhibition in London, which was, I think it was at the Wembley Conference Centre back in the late 70s and early 80s. So I was exposed to an awful lot of these kind of things when I was young. And whilst my dad and grandparents, and I never had anybody in my family that was into model railways. Modelling was something that my dad did with model soldiers, and it's something that my uncle did, who liked to build tanks and kits and that kind of thing. So there was always that modelling background there, which probably kind of pushed me towards the model railway side of things. And the fact that I like things that, you can put on a track and you can move around, and they're not just static, I think appealed to me as well. So it's really amazing how much you do forget to say, but then you remember afterwards. And as for this show, I'm going to go. I haven't been for years and years and years, and I'm sure it'll be a great trip down memory lane, at least even just going back to where it's being held. So that's the West Essex Model Railway exhibition on the 27th of April, and I will try to be there. Okay. Well, I think that's really all the things that I wanted to just talk about. Very short video, which I know a lot of you like. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that for those of you that haven't looked at it, please do go and look at the video I took from the St Nicholas Abbey in Barbados. I will link that video at the end of this one. It is quite long, but what I've basically done is it's almost filmed in real time. And, I've already had some feedback from people saying that they really enjoyed it. So go and take a little look. It's an unusual thing to see, and it just looks so stunning as well in that area. But that's it from me. If you've enjoyed the video and any of my videos, please give them a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please consider hitting subscribe. I've been getting loads more new subscribers since the podcast came out, and we're happy to welcome anybody to the channel. But this is Steve, British Rail Rider, saying bye-bye for now from the Model Railway Room. Bye-bye.